Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today we're going to be playing Hearts of Iron 4 on Elite Iron Man mode with Historical AI, and we are on Expert AI 4.0, and we are on max difficulty on Impossible mode in that mod, and we're going to be playing around, doing the best Germany build that I could possibly do. This is probably the build that I'll use in multiplayer, and it's also the build that I'll be using if I play AI games as well. I think that this is the build to end all builds. It just depends on who I play with in multiplayer and if they want to do medium tanks or not. So this is medium tank Germany. I guess it also depends on what mod I'm playing in multiplayer. So that would change between heavy tank and medium tank. But this build should work for everything. Expert AI is definitely the most challenging thing that I played in Hearts of Iron 4 other than NSIG. So let's get into it here. I skipped the pre-war phase, but don't worry, friends, gamers. I'm going to show you what I did. So we rushed Danziger War, and then we will come up and we'll go rush the treaty with USSR. So actually, I lied. We're going to go war with France and then treaty with USSR so that we can get those medium tanks going. Let me show you my research here. Rushing fighter twos. No tanks yet because we don't have the bonus for the tanks, and we have other things that we need. Radio, necessary. I was building this turn one. And then also we're buffing our industry as much as possible. Not trading for a lot of resources yet. So most of these deficits are in our naval construction, which is fine. And the key is armored cars so that we're able to suppress the resistance and come out ahead that way. Once we get mills from the countries that we invade, we're going to fill back up our trucks, tanks, and we're going to do a little fighter 2 and then transition that into fighter 3. The Gewehr 98 is going to go into our resistance suppression template, which is going to be this right here. Might as well bang that out real quick. There you go. Get that Schnell division in there. We're going to stick with civilian oversight so that compliance raises quickly. I know I put out a video where I go, let's see here, martial law, but that is not expert AI on impossible mode. So for this, we're going to need this modified build. And lastly, let me show you what I'm doing with construction. We're going civs. Also not a typical ESG gamer thing, but I feel that it's necessary to play against this AI to go civs. And pretty much this build is non-linear. And I've talked about this a little bit before in some of my multiplayer games. So when I was first playing against the AI, I did a linear build. I went mills only, and this works out fantastic. And then you speed run, you take out as much territory as you can, as fast as you can, in order to just to blitz the world, basically. And so that's fairly linear. You're just doing mills until later you might need some refineries or something like that. But this is non-linear. We're going to do civs, refineries, and then mills, and then maybe back to refineries again or something like that. But we're going to turn things off and on, and the progression is going to be a little different in off tempo. So you guys are going to be able to see what I'm talking about here. Make sure your fighters are on air superiority or interception and not both. Very important. We got no fighters in stockpile. We don't need air supply on yet. If you guys haven't joined my Discord yet, please join my Discord if you guys like playing MP or hanging out talking about Hearts of Iron 4. There's a link in the description box below. So yeah, let's get into this war here. We'll reduce the speed. I'm gonna be very careful. I have my navy out in front of Danzig, but typically what happens here is when I rush Warsaw, they leave Danzig. So let's see if that happens in this case. Okay, Witzlebin's army is gonna be largely untouched, to be honest with you. Let's take these guys, get them out of battle plan. Take these guys, get them out of battle plan. So we're not going to use battle plan for Witzleben. Be able to declare war here. Perfect. We're ready to go. Resources don't matter. Take some of this off so it doesn't bother me. We're going to lose the MIFO bills. That's okay. And in this, I know we're not going to be attacked from this side. And if you're wondering about the army setup, you go as narrow as possible. We have trucks motorized because I rushed Anschluss, and I think I was 4 days behind on the focus tree. So I'm 4 days behind on my focus tree. Not that big of a deal. Everyone should be battle planning on aggressive. But for the most part, we're not going to use battle plans. Okay, let's do it. Let's see if we can't get overruns here. Have this guy go all the way through. Sometimes they'll go into this tile and then start attacking here. That's not what I want to happen. And as you can see, the expert AI is a little better. They don't shuffle when you start your war. They might get a little territory in Königsberg area, but that's okay. Have these guys go all the way through. I'm hoping for overruns here. So this is going to be a bit more micro intensive. Go ahead and turn on Witzlebin's battle plan and then have these guys head over this way. I think that's correct. Okay, so we're still flowing through here. We got green air. And then we should overrun when we cross this river. Come on. Yeah. There we go, baby. Okay. I don't think that there's anyone in Warsaw. We'll see how that goes. Go through Lodz and then turn the corner and get into Krakow and just get across. And then Witzleben is going to encircle. I'm going to have to do that manually. The AI is very crafty in this mod. Probably could backdoor Poznan. Let's just make sure that we get into Warsaw here. These guys are a little under strength. Let's see if they can't get into some good defensive positions here. Ah, they do have someone in Warsaw. Okay, let's maneuver around. There we go. Well, that was easy. Okay, so we're gonna have to manually place these guys. Have these guys come around to there. These guys are still on the move. Okay, Warsaw Falls. Now let's move our air in here. And let's make... Okay, there's no one in Danzig. We need to get across there. And we should be able to get into Poznan. Make sure we do that. While it's open, let's battle plan von Bach. Just to make sure these guys can't move around too much. Because the capital will move around quite a bit. You can see it went from Warsaw to Krakow, and then it's probably going to go Danzig. You want to make sure that you don't lose any of the major sectors here. Get them into Krakow. So the hard one to get here is going to be Katowice. I can't pronounce that name. But that one's going to be pretty challenging to get. If it becomes the capital, because what ends up happening is as the country starts to capitulate, the AI buffs said country. So it's kind of difficult. Gets pretty challenging after a while. So let's control B him up to there and then see if he can't get into there. And as you can see, the AI is pretty crafty here. These guys are trying to get off the line. Maybe I'll battle plan. I'm trying to battle plan as little as possible. Okay, he's going in there to hold the line. That's fine. I could probably use this guy in Patok. And we could risk it. Probably have him go in Brest-Litovsk. Like that. Yeah, we're gonna have problems over here. This is a bit concerning. Okay, and we have Danzig. Oh, wow. Okay, capital move to Radom. Trying to be as careful as possible here. Do I have Poznan yet? Guy's kind of getting beat up a little bit. Okay, and then we'll get more divisions displaced, and we're gonna have to change up this motorized division template pretty soon here. Have him chill there. Can't get those guys cut off. Let's have this guy go down to low. Something like that should serve. Have him walk down there. We have to figure out a way into there, though. There. Okay, so Sure enough, the capital goes down into Katowice. See if we could crash some of these guys down. Okay, so they have some guys wrapping around. Looks like that could be a little gap. These motorized divisions are basically speed bumps, so that maybe I can observe something happening. And then have my tanks save them before the tile gets taken over. Okay, now that we have radio, we should be a lot better off. And we'll start doing delay at this point. Anyway, Bale is stuck. We need more people over here. Don't really have too many more. Okay, we're challenging them in their capital. We were challenging them in their capital. And then hopefully their capital doesn't go to Grodno. That would suck. It's only a matter of time before they make an encirclement over here. Let's have him go over there. Okay, von Bach's men can shore their line up a little bit here. We have Poznan. Get in there, boys. Okay, so he's gonna get out of the way. Have him cross the river, why not? He could go through there. Get some better troops over here to help out Brest-Litovsk. Green Air. It's just going to be really hard to get their capital here. We have this guy micro around, and the best part is Italy supports us because we need a ton of equipment because the motorized divisions don't have equipment. It's great. Okay, so now he's going towards Grodno. I don't like that. Have him attack into there. We need to get into Grodno to make sure that things don't go south in that sector. 3 days. I don't see any encirclements happening anywhere. Trying not to capitulate these guys, but I don't want to lose my battle plan here. The reason for that is that you get more equipment the less overruns and encirclements that you have. So we'll see what happens here. Overrun. No. They're having supply problems over there. Not good. Probably get in through that way. Okay, looks like it's going to be done within a day. We'll see. Okay, perfect. Okay, where does it go? Where does the capital go? Let's stop all these battle plans. Everyone stop. Oh, by the way, I upgraded von Manstein, but I didn't upgrade him all the way. I don't think it really matters that much. We're not going to be doing infantry equipment. So we went organization first for that, and then Von Kluge is going to be charismatic because he's a tank general. Whoops. Didn't have those upgrades in there. And Guderian didn't have Panzer Expert. Big oofs there. Sorry, gamers. Okay, no one has upgrades. Okay. No, Bill, no. Okay. $17,000 annexed. Obviously, you could do better. It's not that bad. Let's make sure everyone halts. So they stop doing the crazy orders that I gave them. First thing we need to make sure that we do is upgrade to our AA division. And then we should also upgrade the Schnell division to have the armored cars. Probably could have done that in the middle of the war. And if we have a deficit of armored cars, you just tailor the Schnell division to whatever you need. And I know we have massive deficits here. Look at our stockpile. Take this division here and remove the engineer division. And I know you guys are freaking out right now. You're saying 20 width, 20 width, 20 width. No. We want to fill up the divisions with as much equipment as possible. And yes, it does work. And yes, I have tested it a million times, so I know it works. Having more equipment in your divisions is going to be better in all cases in Hearts of Iron 4. If it's not, please tell me down below. Obviously, if that equipment is inferior, it's not going to be better. Let's make this more recognizable. And then how much do we have? 124. So we could probably give Kukler a couple of the AA guns. Then give him the rifle divisions. Same over here. But this is going to shore up our equipment problems by quite a bit. And I typically don't lose a lot of the AA guns, to be honest with you, so this is perfect. We have just 4 in stockpile. My calculations were perfect. Perfectly correct, as always. Okay, I like me some Rommel in Belgium. Give him a battle plan there. Von Bach. In good old Netherlands. Witzelbin on the Maginot. Got all the mountain divisions, and these are mountains and hills. In Kukler, it's going to try to drive in this sector over there. Okay, got to be very careful. Expert AI. What are we doing? Okay, so this reset kind of kills you a little bit. Can I get the production efficiency back? It looks like it might have given me the production efficiency back. So that's what happens after peace conference. It will readjust your mills. You should probably fix that in the game. Or I should probably just learn how to play the game better. Either way, it's all good. Okay, so we're going to start building tank and BF-109. We're going to be a little down on our tank equipment. No big deal. And we balanced out a lot of our problems here with our stockpile. but not all of them. Okay, so everyone's gonna strategically redeploy over there. Let's get this guy over here in the Bellalux. And then I wonder what we get from our friends in Poland. I should have looked at that. Let's just have him close by. And then our navies can be put away. Oh, got a few Polish subs. Okay, so let's see if we get the typical cast from Poland. I don't think we have Polish anything. Interesting. Probably gonna have to delete one of these air wings just so that it balances out better. Huh. So the Poland did not build an air force. That was probably one of the tricky little things that they did with the Expert AI mod. Let's take a look at our occupied territories. Are these divisions, these garrisons full? So we're just a deficit on infantry equipment. Wow. Okay, still have 246 armored cars in the stockpile. So we're going to get fairly good resistance suppression in Poland. Pretty happy about that. Trying to think of anything else I missed. I don't think so. Okay, around Maginot. And of course, what's going to happen here is that France is not going to come into the war. Because that helps out the AI, right? Because I would just be able to rush France as quickly as possible. Wouldn't be a problem. I think I need to delete one of these guys. Delete that big boy. Okay, so we can go whatever we want. Everyone's lined up. That was pretty quick. Declare war here. I don't think they have anyone, so I don't know why I have a battle plan. Rush in there as quick as you can, boys. Don't bring Italy into the war. And then we'll battle plan von Bock. I guess we'll battle plan Rommel. A little more battle planning than I want, but okay. Okay, the other two tanks just arrived. So we could probably spread them out into Namur. See what they face. These two can head up into Liège. Okay, those guns will help us with the occupation. As you can see, France is not coming in as expected. Got green air over the Belano, so I think we're good there. You guys need to move a little quicker. Okay, so if they move out of Liège, I'm fine with that. Hey, this is an interesting route. We probably don't want that attack. Surprised it allowed me to remove that attack. We got 2 in Liège. Okay, they're still doing the roundabout there. Let's have Kukler's men start to fill in this line. Displace a little bit there. Ah, they got into Namur. It's okay. And you kind of do have to take out all of Belgium. Doesn't really give you a choice. But if those guys could get into Liège, that would be great. Okay. The Netherlands falls pretty quickly, which is kind of a historical thing. Okay, so they got, Rommel's got 4 divisions over here. I need Rommel to stop his hijinks and just to encircle these guys. Who's attacking? You guys are attacking? You don't need to attack. They're trying to get out. Oh, if we could get Brussels. He's going to try to encircle me in Ghent. Let's have him move over to Ghent. Oh, yeah. An opening in Breda? Oh. I think this is going to happen on its own. And the AI is already spawning more units here. Gonna make my job really challenging. Okay, then we take Breda, then they fall. Thank you. Von Bach. We're gonna need you quite a bit here. Just cancel your battle plans and then have all your guys head into their Port Flavor. Not let that gentleman out. Now you would think... Oh, we got 10 divisions in there. That's perfect. You would think that they're just gonna capitulate, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen here. Okay, all of Von Bach's men crash in there. Make sure they don't move. 99, 100. Let's see what happens. What? And I'm confused. Okay, let's move some planes over. They're bombing us. I'm assuming they fall after Antwerp. The expert AI mods do not want us to get any sort of equipment from Belgium for some reason. They're still going, boys. Okay, there we go. I forgot to stop and look at that, but it looked like it was a fair amount of equipment, so I guess I'm happy with that. And then what we need is Rommel along the coast. And Von Bach in the middle here. because there's going to be a huge ballooning effect here. And the best place to attack into France in this type of extended Maginot situation is right there. And you have to kind of stick with that narrow front because, as you saw, it kind of spreads you out way too much. So you get that tile, and then from there you could spread out and hook into Paris and Calais, because the capital is going to go from Paris to Calais in a typical game. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, we're getting bombed. Got plenty of oil. It's like we got a plane from one of the Benelux countries. Let's just have them chill there. And I guess we get bombed for a little bit. Still a while till we have war with France. Huh. We're gonna have to compete with them. So let's try defensive fighters and see if we can do anything. Nah, we don't have that many fighters left, actually. We're gonna need to save them. Am I missing a fighter wing? Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, other things that we could check here. We're probably going to get improved machine tools. And we're going to have to make a decision about what we're going to do next. We are repairing stuff. I don't like that. Okay, we should be building more civs. And let's check out our occupied territories. Wow, we're still holding up on the armored cars. Wow, good job. How many armored cars are we making today? Let's check it out here, boys. Okay, we got one airplane coming in. And 3 a day. I like it. Okay, and let's just get past this focus, because I think that's the only way that we're going to get France to get into the war here. These guys can move up. We'll have him move into a coastal airport, and they can stay over there. What you want to do with your air wings when they're up is make sure that this yellow dotted line is just painting where you have them operating as much as possible. That's the main thing. That's going to give you more air superiority. Okay, what to do next with the political power? We got Messerschmitt. We're going to go war with France, and then shortly thereafter, we should get our tanks. And I forgot to explain this. We went free trade first, war economy, then Messerschmitt. Let's see what's most impactful here. Might want to do Intel Agency. Actually, I'm surprised. Do we still have the MIFO bills? Okay. I forget if... Okay, we need Heinz Guderian Blitzkrieg Theorist. It's going to be armor max speed plus 10%, and we are building Doctrine. So that should be the next thing. And the next thing after that is going to be a tank designer. And then we need to think about Heinrich Himmler. But the Doctrine is going to be very important for our tanks, not so much for our infantry. And improved machine tools is probably going to go start the Panzer III, to be honest with you. We're going to ignore this. It could start mech, actually. Okay, there we go. War with France. And we'll go Army Innovations next. Okay, so let's see what they do here. Okay, they're already shuffling a little bit. Make sure they don't get past von Bock. Don't really want to attack into Maginot, especially if they're not rebalancing or anything like that. Ask to join faction. They can join faction. I don't want them to join wars. Okay, he's got encirclement for his strat. Check this out. Okay, so we're not going to join wars. Attack. It's not a great strat. Encirclement. Shock. Wow, it got countered. But it doesn't matter because we already broke them. Okay, so these guys are displacing over. Let's have Rommel go. Guderian is to delete all of his orders. Machine tools. Let's check out Panzer III. So we could start on Panzer III and probably just remove a couple days. Let's go for it. So we will then switch off of Panzer III when we get the Soviet focus tree buff, the treaty with the USSR, and then we'll switch back onto it to apply the 2-year ahead of time bonus. Okay, so these guys got into a forest. Have these guys... Okay, it's not going to allow me to micro yet. Tanks can micro, though. Amiens, Paris, and then we'll get a tank over to Calais. And these bad boys... can go get the coastal ports. So if this works out, basically it's great because you don't have to do anything with the micro there. So I can use the... I can't use Fortress Buster trait on von Manstein because I didn't pick that up, but that's okay. What we really want on our generals is makeshift bridges. Make sure that von Bock is displacing as we roll forward here. Okay, 10 divisions of von Bock's army, for some reason, cut off over there. Rommel's army now needs to move around as quickly as possible. So it looks like they're crushing into there. I don't want to disturb that. But what I do need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take these 3 guys, take them out of battle plan, and halt them. And then we need 2 more. Okay, those two divisions are pretty good divisions. I want to keep them attacking. Okay, we'll get them into position. Let's have him get into Paris, and then he can take the other areas here. Okay, so they're starting to come off, so I'm going to actually attack into the Maginot. I want to freeze their units. Make sure that they're not able to move. And then we should have the new capital at Brest. And as soon as we get to Brest, it should be game over. See what happens here. Rolling them up over here in Dunkirk. And then I forget where the nearest airport was. I think it's down here. Let's try this little maneuver. Oh, it's just below. Perfect timing. Okay, so if they move in, I don't think that those connect. I can take this guy and he can go down there. So we can use Rommel's army as a stopgap. This guy's pulling out. I guess that's okay. Oh, there it is. So we're going to establish Vichy, France. Pretty good stockpile of equipment we just earned there. And then let's set up Sea Lion, and then next video will be Sea Lion. So what I'm thinking here, they had the British Expeditionary Force. They did. Too bad we didn't catch them out. I'm thinking we take a Rommel across first. Have Guderian head over to Antwerp, and then have Rommel immediately start a little invasion over here. Oh, I see. The mechanics of how you do this is a little funky. You have to unassign divisions and then toggle your landing off and on. And then what I like to do is immediately take all my planes and then put them in the channel. And you just want to make sure that all your CAS and your TAC bombers are on naval combat orders here. To get the port strike to proc, I think you need 60% air superiority or something like that. It can be a little trickier. You can kind of toggle it off and on, but I would pay attention to it because it gets a little weird. The other thing that's going to happen here is that, see here, we need to set up Kukler because we're going to need a little backup. We'll have him crush into there. I can go into there too. Kukler for backup. And then the Czechs are going to come into this fight, believe it or not. We're going to have to make sure that the checks are covered over here. And it can be quite the battle with the checks in this mod. Okay, let's check our resistance. Wow. Okay, we're down 129 cars. Okay, so what we're going to try to do to mitigate that is just add a cavalry into our template and see if that doesn't help us out. We do have plenty of infantry and stockpile, infantry equipment and stockpile. That's why it's so important to make sure that your army is more small, more narrow. Okay, we lose Rudolf Hess. Who cares? Now, as you can see, we're already bombing inside of the channel there. Okay, boom. Just got Dunkirk back. So Kukler's men, they're all heading over to Dunkirk. Let's check our stockpile out here. Let this go ahead a few. Okay. So I'm still down on armored cars. So what I could do, and what I've kind of noticed is it's kind of a snowball effect. If you're down on your garrison, it kind of gets worse and worse and worse. Okay, so we're having problems with Free France. So now we're only down 48 armored cars. If you're not fully garrisoning your country, it seems like the resistance gets a little out of control. So you can mitigate this by simply adding more battalions into your division template, and then min-max. There you go. So Czech is the allies, they're not in the war. So you're min-maxing your resistance suppression, your occupation template, and then what we're going to do here is you have to remember that Italy's in North Africa, and UK has a North African front. Italy has a big navy, and the UK obviously has a big navy, and they're in the Mediterranean. So what we need to do is turn on Italy here in the middle of this naval invasion attack plan. We're not going to attack Yugoslavia. It's just too crazy to do all that different stuff. But what we're going to do here is bring Italy in now, so that perhaps the UK moves troops down to Egypt, and just as they start to realize that they're a little out of balance and move troops back, we're going to be coming in with our naval invasion. In addition to this, hopefully they move navies down into the Mediterranean, air power, everything else, and Italy's got their tanks over here. Sounds like a good deal. So that we have open home island to attack. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys learned something. And yeah, I think that this is the most optimal way of building Germany. And it's definitely challenging on Elite Ironman mode with historical AI and impossible mode with expert AI is really hard. Again, join my Discord if you want more organized MP games. I also have a channel with builds on my Discord, and we've got channel membership on YouTube. I've got a Patreon. There's so many different ways to support the channel, and your support would be much appreciated. So I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for hanging out.